Hey, thank you for enrolling in Your Time Is Now. You are not going to regret this decision. I guarantee it. My mission is to make this the best online coaching program out there, bar none. Look, we know you have many choices when it comes to investing your hard-earned dollars. So we take our commitment to you very seriously. Our plan is to over-deliver, to exceed your expectations beyond your wildest imagination. Now look, we back everything up with a 30-day money-back guarantee. If at the end of 30 days, the program is not what we promised you it would be, just send us a note. Let us know, we'll return your money, no questions asked, and you can keep all the bonuses as a special thank you just for giving us a shot. Okay? So let me share with you some thoughts that I think you should keep in mind as you approach the program in order to get the most out of it. There are 3 areas I want to cover. First, your mindset. Second, what I think should be your goal or your target. And third, maybe some nuts and bolts about how to get the most out of the time we spend together. So first, your mindset. Guys, make no mistake about it. The magic is in the doing. We can't do the work for you. You have to do the work. The key is consistency, right? You've got to make that consistent commitment to show up every single call for both the training calls and the implementation calls. Now, we recognize that sometimes it doesn't work that way because things get in the way. Maybe you have a client opportunity and you certainly shouldn't give that up in order to catch the program, right? In order to get onto the call. So what we do is we record each one and we put in our archives. So you have an opportunity to listen to it if you can't make it live, okay? So you can listen to the replay. So the key is consistency. You've got to make that commitment to show up every time. You know, Vince Lombardi has a great saying. He says, everybody wants to win on Sunday, but not everybody's willing to practice Monday through Friday. People will often ask me, Tim, what is the quality that you see that differentiates the high performers from everybody else? And I have to tell you, it's not something like magical, like charisma, right? Because some people have that, but there's a lot of people who don't, who are really, really super successful. It's the ability to show up and execute over and over and over again. You know, Muhammad Ali has a great quote. Maybe you've heard me say it before. He said, the fight is won or lost behind the lines, in the gym, way out there on the road, long before you ever get to dance under the lights. And what he's saying is, look, if you want success, you got to invest the time, the effort, the energy. You've got to be willing to make those sacrifices. So first and foremost, let this be the most amazing year you've ever had. But I will tell you, it will not happen if you don't consistently show up and consistently follow through. No ifs, ands, or buts. There's no program that can do it for you. None. I can't tell you how many people buy, professional development and personal development products that can just transform their lives, but they just sit on the shelf because people can't seem to get started, or they can't seem to stay engaged. It's almost like New Year's resolutions. Well, that's why I set these calls up the way I did. We're going to have 2 training calls a month. We're going to have 2 implementation calls a month. Also, super important, guys, is I've changed my whole philosophy. I used to get so energized that I would give so much information. It was like drinking out of a fire hose to people. I'm changing that. I'm changing it now. I've changed my philosophy over the last couple of years. I want to give you a little bit, and I want you to implement it completely and thoroughly. So once it's done, you never have to touch it again, and then we go on to something else. So they're almost like cement blocks that you build upon, and your foundation becomes absolutely, tremendous. Like nothing can possibly break it up. Because in the past, what would happen is I'd give you so much information, you didn't know which way to turn, right? And as a result, you got overwhelmed, and sometimes you just sat down and did nothing. So I've set this up so it's going to work beautifully for us, okay? 1 call, 1 training call, 1 topic, 1 implementation call. New training topic, new implementation call, 4 calls a month, okay? That's our mindset. Number 2, what do I think your focus should be? When I was a little boy, actually, I shouldn't say when I was a little boy, compared to, what my father thought. I was 18 years old. So I was a young man, maybe you could say. And my father and I were driving on Hilltop Circle, which is a road leading out to Route 24 in the town that I live in Mendon, New Jersey, while I was growing up. And I remember it was a couple of days before I was ready to head off to college, and I was going to Catholic University in Washington, D.C., which is one of the best places to go to college in Washington, D.C. And my father said to me, he said, son, I think you should shoot for bees. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, I think you should shoot for bees. And I was like, right on, you know? And then we talked a little bit more about it. And his comment was this. He said, look, you can go like a machine and get straight A's, but you're going to miss everything else. It's not about that. It's about the full experience. It's about, I'm sending you off to college so you can grow as a young man, so you can educate yourself, so you can prepare yourself to be successful in the real world. I want you to go to lectures. I want you to go visit the monuments. I want you to go visit the Smithsonian. I want you to go out with your friends to parties and participate in student government and athletics and everything. And his whole idea was, if you shoot for bees and you consistently execute bees, you're going to prepare yourself to be super successful. And that's what I always tell my clients when it comes to executing their goals. If you want to go for straight A's, you can. My concern with that is that you become obsessed with it, and maybe sometimes as a result, things that shouldn't get pushed to the side do get pushed to the side. Maybe it's your family, maybe it's your physical fitness, maybe it's your overall health, maybe it's your social life, maybe it's your spiritual life. I'm here to tell you, I've been doing this too long to know that, to not know that if you consistently execute your goals and you shoot for bees, you will achieve way more than you ever even thought you could. How it typically happens with people is they come out of the gate super fired up, and their production is like this. And then it goes like this. And then it goes like this. And then it goes like this. And then it keeps going like this. And then they start to get re-energized and it goes like this. Or sometimes they give up. All I need you to do is to just do this. That's it. Just shoot for bees. If you set 5 goals, try to get 4 done. If you get 3 done, but there are 3 really good outcomes, you've achieved great success and you're going to produce great outcomes. Okay? I don't want you to get in your head that if you set 5 and you only achieve 4, that's somehow you've failed. I don't want you to set goals that are so lofty, so ridiculous that you never have that sense of satisfaction of getting done what you said you were going to get done. So what I want you to do is I want you to pace yourself. Pace yourself in this process. And you're going to hear me say it on the calls all the time. Okay? Just pace yourself. Let me be the guide. Let me determine how fast you should go. Put your trust in me. And if it doesn't work out as you thought it would, again, drop out of the program. No questions asked. We'll return your money. Or maybe in our implementation calls, it's something we talk about on the phone. Because sometimes you just need a little reassurance that you think you're doing badly, but you're sharing what you're accomplishing. And oftentimes I help put it in perspective that you're actually doing terrific. Okay? Also, there's a great motivational speaker, Rachel Hollis. She was terrific. I saw her speak and she had a great line. She said, keep your eyes on your own paper. And what she meant by that was focus on your own journey. Don't focus on the journey of other people. Don't compare yourself to other people. Compare yourself to yourself and how good you can possibly be. Okay? So that's what I want your focus to be in terms of what you consider to be success or failure. Lastly, it's super important. You've invested the money. What I want you to do is to make sure that when you do listen to the call, don't listen to it in the car because you can't take notes or you shouldn't take notes. Don't listen to it in an area where you can't hear what I'm saying or what in the implementation calls, what other people are sharing. Give yourself the gift of 100% attention once a week for 1 hour on your personal and professional development. That's all I ask. 1 hour once a week, right? You can do this. It's not hard. Have a pen and paper ready, or have your laptop open, or your iPad open, or your Surface Pro, because maybe you like to take notes on that. Also, do the work. I try to set it up for you. I'm all about strategies, tools, and techniques. So do the work. Like try to implement what I share with you. And if you're struggling, share in the implementation calls why you're struggling, because I guarantee you're not alone. And I guarantee you I can help you figure it out. I guarantee I can help you figure it out. Okay? So give yourself the gift of undivided attention to the calls and to the training calls and the implementation calls. Have pen and paper ready. 1 hour once a week. If you can't make it, totally understand. That's why we do the replay. Try to stay in the sequence, right? If you do get out of sequence, it's not going to be the end of the world, because again, let's say, for example, you can't listen to the replay before the next call. Get on the next call, because what you can do is you can go back and hear the replay after that call. Okay? So those three things. First, the consistency attitude. Your mindset has to be one of unstoppable, unshakable consistency. Number two, I want you to shoot for B's. And number three, give yourself the gift of undivided attention, because you've invested the money. You've invested your time. You've invested your resources. Give yourself the gift of undivided attention, because if you can do that, you're going to produce some amazing results. I've seen it happen too many times. Okay? So super pumped up. See you inside the program.